Alright, what's going on, y'all? This is Nightmare Baller 1.
And Doc Knockers.
And we're just going to do a review of ROH in Your Face. See, he was going to do this by himself.
Oh my God, don't mention it.
He was sucking it up.
Because I was nervous, yo.
Man, he was sucking it up, so I decided to, just help him a little bit. Okay, we're not going to talk about that bonus match on here, because we didn't watch it. I mean, I don't really like FIP. I think it's a watered down ROH. That's just me. But,
I can't really talk because he didn't let me see it, but.
I mean, you will watch it later. I mean, just,
whatever.
You'd be disappointed.
I mean, whatever, man.
Alright, but the first match of the night was Jay and Mark Briscoe versus Jason Blade and Sterling Keenan. This shit seemed like they just were showing off the Briscoes, you know what I mean?
That's what it was.
I mean, dog, this is like the squash beyond all squash matches. Like, Blade and Keenan are basically, two unknowns at the time, Now, I get it. Anyway, they're two unknowns. Okay, and then Jay and Mark Briscoe just basically go through their moves, the double team, whatever you call it, upside daisy. That's what I call that shit.
Oh, okay.
The double shoulder tackle and
the Briscoe flurry, you like.
Yeah, as I like to call the Briscoe flurry, like you said, the Death Valley Driver and the Spike J Driller. Basically, classic Briscoes. 2.5 stars just to see the Briscoes go to work. You know what I mean? What would you give, man?
2.5.
Nothing too special.
No.
Then you got David Richards and Jimmy Rave. I like this match a lot. I like David Richards.
The Prince of Uganda.
Not the biggest fan of Jimmy Rave, but he's not that bad either. But
oh my God! After that match, David Richards had that knot on his eye. That joint was sick.
How sick was it, man?
Very. I really couldn't think of anything gangster to say right there.
Yeah, but he got like this sick. His like eye was like this. A nigga like Vanderlei Silva.
You call me sweet potato pie, baby.
he like Vanderlei Silva, man. It's crazy. But Vanderlei Silva got that big ass shit right here. Nigga looks like an 8. Like,
okay.
But that's how he looked, Yeah, but the match itself, man, like you had David Richards basically hitting all his spots with the kicks and.
I mean, Jimmy Rave did all right. It wasn't anything special from him.
Yeah, it's basically, classic Jimmy Rave,
I mean, I'd say 2.5. 2.5 to 3-ish.
I go a little high. I say 2 3/4, man. It wasn't that great, but it was good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then next you got Austin Aries and Roderick Strong versus McGinnis and Colt Cabana for the tag titles. Love this match, man. It starts out a little slow, but towards the end, man, it gets amazing. Something like you had what's the name? Nigel McGuinness at the beginning. He went for his handstand, and Austin Aries grabbed him, and Roger Strong just lit his chest up with like chop. That shit was so gangster. And then you had just Colt Cabana basically goofing off like always, classic Colt Cabana shit. Just a great match, man. Then you had Austin Aries with, the rewind and all the other shit he does, the pendulum elbow. Just basically all 4 of those guys with no time limits going out and doing their thing. Like always known to do, you know what I mean? And the end of that match is basically show how just great Roderick Strong was, how he got McGinnis, I think it was McGinnis in the stronghold and McGinnis tap. Or was it Cabana? I can't remember, but yeah. It was a great match.
What'd you give it?
I say 4 stars, man. It was a really good match.
Yeah, I'd say 3.75. 3.75.
Yeah, 3 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause it did get a little spot happy towards the end, but it was a great match.
I hate spot happy match.
Yeah, I know he hates them shits.
Jack Evans joint. That is the most annoying guy on the face of this earth, yo. I'm sorry. This is my opinion.
Yeah, then you had Jimmy Jacobs versus B.J. Whitman.
The emo.
Yeah, the emo Jimmy Jacobs. Well, this match, man, was just, it was okay, you know what I'm saying? But the spot in the end.
Oh, that spot.
It's just so memorable, man. Like, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to ruin it, but
set that match off.
Think back to the spot on the event right before this, the Dragon Gate Challenge, when Jacobs and Whitman had that match, And, you know, B.J. Whitmer dropped Jacobs on the apron, and he bumped his head on the apron, and he got knocked unconscious or whatever. Something similar happens on the show. It's not the same thing, but it's a crazy spot, you know what I'm saying?
It's amazing.
And I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't seen this DVD, so it's a great spot. I'd say the match itself was about 3 stars, you know.
I would say 4 just for the way it ended, though.
Yeah, with the spot.
Yeah.
So, I'd say.
I mean, it's worth checking out.
I'd say 4. I guess he's right. You know, it's just check it out for the spot. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then it's Shane Hagedorn for the top of the class trophy. Shane Hagedorn versus Mitch Franklin. Boring ass match. Shitty. Just completely shitty. Okay. Not that big a fan of Shane Hagedorn. He's okay. You know what I'm saying? Mitch Franklin, I don't know too much about. The top of the class trophy used to go to the top graduate of the Ring of Honor school. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that the dude that works security too?
Yeah, the same dude that be at the guardrail like this, telling the fans that that's Shane Hagedorn. But yeah, you know, I guess 1 3/4 star. You know what I mean?
You gotta be a little generous.
Nah, man, it's a little bit below 2.
You gotta be a little generous,
you know
man. 1.5, a little bit.
There we go.
1.5 at least.
Nah, man. I guess 1 3/4. Almost 2. But it was.
The match is bad though.
It was bad. It was just the worst match of the show. Then you had Claudio Castagnoli versus Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is a guy who I really like a lot. You know what I'm saying? I like him a whole lot. You know what I mean?
I like Claudio Castagnoli. That was the first time I ever. Well, that was one of the first times I ever saw him.
But like,
he's badass.
Man, that nigga's sick. I like Claudio Castagnoli too. Adam Pearce, he's not that great in the ring. Matter of fact, he's almost shit in the ring. You know what I mean? But you know, I like his character. He has good mic skills. You know what I mean? And you know, the promo he cut before the match was pretty good. And Castagnoli came out, and you know, they had an okay match. You know, he carried Adam Pearce to a decent match. You know what I mean? So I'd say what?
3.
Chill out with
Sorry. 3. I would say 3, 3.5.
I'd say about 2.5, man.
What?
No, it was.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me liking Castagnoli that much.
It was alright. It was alright.
I like nigga interested.
It was worth checking out. Right. After that,
Cop Killer.
Well, I mean, we almost saw the Cop Killer, but after that we had Chris Hero versus Homicide. You know, it was a good match. You know, whenever they get together, Chris Hero and Homicide, it's always a good match. You know what I'm saying? Whether you saw them in CZW, ROH, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's always a good match. But and this one was probably one of their weakest matches though, but it still was good. You know, you had the nice table spot that Homicide took. You know, in the ending with Homicide's lariat, it was pretty cool. You know, and then you know, basically Homicide at this time was being dubbed the CZW Killer. You know what I mean? So it was all in all, man. It was a great match. I'd say about 3.5 stars.
I was gonna say 4.
Maybe 4. You know, just because it was like really slow in some areas. So I'd say about 4. Then you had a main event. The main event was so amazing. I mean, this was like one of the best matches I've ever seen. Like Kenta and Bryan Danielson and Joe. This is like one of my favorite matches ever, son. Yeah, Kenta versus Joe versus Danielson, and they always just hitting their spots, man. And it was action packed.
Slaps and the chops and the.
This is like the first Bryan Danielson match I've seen that I wasn't like bored at some part in it. You know what I mean? Like Bryan Danielson, let's be real. I mean, I like the guy, but he is boring.
I mean, but duh, I ain't gonna lie, man. Bryan Danielson wasn't as boring as he usually is, but he still killed some spots. I mean, there was times where when Kent and Joe were just like chopping back and forth, going balls out. Bryan Danielson came in there.
And it just hit like some European uppercut and just slowed the match down. I give you that.
And he is the worst roaring elbow I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, but I love Danielson, son. On the mat,
I like
son,
it too.
On the mat, nobody's better than Bryan Danielson. I mean, that's just being real. But yeah, all in all, man, this match is about 4.5 stars.
Yeah, I'd say 4.5.
4.5. Great show. Check it out.